All right. Tell us quickly, Christina, who you are.
Sure, absolutely. I am Christina Aguilera. I wear many hats. So I'll go through a couple of them. I'm the president of Women in Technology Hollywood Foundation. We are a nonprofit looking to grow and expand the women coming into the tech space. We work with girls as young as the Girl Scouts age up through women who are looking to stabilize their families and their careers and train them in tech fields to really get them in a position of stability. We have professional development opportunities as well as mentoring and networking to make sure that women who are in the space stay in the space and they feel welcome as part of, all of the tech teams within media and entertainment and beyond that as well. In addition to the president of Women in Technology Hollywood, I also am the co-founder and managing partner of Synthis. So Synthis is a global consulting firm that really works across all industries and making sure that AI can be leveraged and benefited from at any organization. Where is your ROI? Are you doing it efficiently? What is the output of what you're doing, and can your AI opportunities be successful for your company, and how are you measuring that? So Synthis really focused on that space as well.
So one of the things that has, I think, grabbed Hollywood by the throat in the last 2 weeks is this release. It's called Sora 2, but it's also just Sora. It's an actual standalone app for AI-generated video using your or somebody else who's opted in video. It appears to have launched without a whole lot of protections and guidelines about what's appropriate behavior here or ability for somebody to control their own image. So I'm going to imagine that women in technology may have an opinion about this.
There's definitely an opinion. There's a lot of opinions in the space right now. There's a lot of talk about Sora 2, and how it's being used. Someone's likeness and someone's representation is very, very close to their heart. And from a women in technology space, we think about things a little differently. And, we are used to our everyday lives of using AI and putting in guardrails and putting in controls. But once you release a tool like Sora 2, you put it out there in the wild. And when it's out there in the wild, what guardrails are you using? So from our perspectives, the conversations that I'm participating in is, do we have a responsibility to put guardrails? Should we be drawing attention when tools are being used that are using somebody's likeness in a way that they didn't participate or approve? And those conversations, they mean something to us because we want people to be protected, want to make sure that tools and technologies that are out there are being leveraged in an ethical way. So that our conversations have been around how do we face these situations? How do we, maybe even call out someone who could be a friend who shared a post because they thought it was real. And by them sharing it, it's only encouraging the use of tools that are being used in an unethical way. And a lot of the conversations that I've been participating in is really leading from our heart, and just trying to teach people and let people be aware that not everything you see is real. Not everything you see out there is accurate. And it only takes a couple seconds to really identify, is it real? Have we fact checked? Have we really looked at whether or not this person's likeness is being used in a way that they would approve of it? And if it's not, we probably should not be sharing it, not be encouraging the use of these tools being used in an unethical way without those guardrails in place.
Well, when you talk about guardrails, give me an idea about specific changes to what Sora 2 has done in its release, its initial release, that you and probably quite a few other folks in the entertainment business who either are famous or female or both might want to see to protect them from unethical usage. It's one thing to reach out to a friend on Facebook saying, hey, that video's kind of not A, it's not me, but B, it's not appropriate. Yeah. But that's depending on the goodwill
it is
of random folks and you finding it. But what should be in there systemically?
Systemically, these tools should not be allowed to be used without the authority of those likenesses who are being used. Systemically, that should be something that people need to be able to have some sort of approval in. Um, it's without that, we're only asking for large scale issues, and just fake information, inaccuracies being shared. And then what's the bigger problem to that is, can we trust anything out there? Shouldn't we be able to trust the news? Shouldn't we be able to trust any sort of final output, final creative output that is being put out there? The trust is really being diminished with every piece of communication that you see, because so much information is currently allowed. So from a systemic perspective, I would love to see some guardrails being put on companies that requires approval, requires participation from those who are being involved. If they want to use a likeness, they have the ability to generate a fake likeness, but don't use somebody else's. That's their right.
Right. So, are you in conversation with Sora or other AI organizations?
Not at this time.
Okay.
No.
There's certainly been plenty of noise coming out of Hollywood. I guess I heard on stage where you were at the Infinity Festival that at least two of the major agencies have issued statements in the last 24 hours.
Definitely.
What else would you like to see happen within the Hollywood community?
I mean, honestly, I don't see the problem being stopped unless there's financial implications. So with the talent agencies being involved, I would assume that there's probably some lawsuits that are likely to be coming forth in regards to using identities and likeness of individuals that, are celebrities. So if those lawsuits come through within organizations without those guardrails and are using the likeness without approval, I I would assume that that would be enough for them to start putting some changes systemically within their operations.
Great. Well, this is David Bloom with XTMT and Forbes, here with Christina Aguilera, who is the head of the Hollywood Foundation of Women in Technology and the consulting firm Synthesis, though that so far understates her wide-ranging experience across Hollywood and places like Amazon. Thank you, Christina, for your time.
Thank you so much. It was great to be part of this.